Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy track and field, of course, making that transition from indoor to outdoors. And oh, by the way, the Marquee sells itself coming up next for the Navy track and field team with Sophie Compton. And, Sophie, for you and your teammates, I know the Marquee says those four letters from some school in New York, but as a team and in preparation, does it change anything at all in your preparation, especially controlling the emotions, the adrenaline, and the possible excitement of trying to add a star to your sweater here at the Naval Academy?
I mean, it definitely gets us a lot more hyped when we're competing against Army. I would say that throughout the whole season, though, we're focused on making each other better, and it all comes down to Army for sure. So this weekend, we're ready to put all of our work towards this meet and work together. I know like track and field sometimes comes off as an individual sport, but I would also argue that it's such a team sport, and we can't do it without each other. No matter what event, like there's so many different events, but we all come together, whether that's cheering each other on the sidelines or being in the race or being on the side of the track. So
Sam Keeney said the same thing this morning. The overall support that you all have created within your program, it's one gigantic family of people. And regardless of your event, you could still be helpful to someone in that team capacity. It's kind of unique to have it like this, but how much have you enjoyed that group? It's just one big happy family of a lot of Navy track and field athletes right now.
Yes, I would say I totally agree. Like the track and field team is definitely one giant big family. And like I said, like before, no matter what event you are, like you still feel connected to the jumpers, the pole vaulters, the throwers. And we actually are just coming back from a spring break trip, which we were all able to like bond. Not a lot of the distance people go on it, but I was fortunate enough to join and hang out with a lot of the other event groups. But it definitely feels like a group where each other, like we all have each other's back, especially when it gets tough at the academy, not only in the sport, but also just like the regular life here.
You guys have an incredible running community between the men and the women there. It's an unbelievable dynamic of successful people, is what I like to call it. Leaning on each other, getting the best out of each other. What is that dynamic like, having that much quality around you to not only push you every day, but more importantly, help you be your best every day?
I would say like being our best every day. I mean, like as a midshipman, like we're trying to balance like your physical, your academics, and in order to be the best, we don't just like stress the fact that you have to be like the best athlete. We want to be like all around great. So what's nice is that if you're struggling in a class, like your other teammates can help you. And this week is 12-week exams. So, I mean, we have Army coming up, but our coaches and our, like my other teammates stress the fact that we want to perform well in academics as well. So, like, make sure you get on top of that, prepare. So then, and like ask your teammates around you to help you. So then you can not bring that stress to Army, and you're able to just like leave your academics at the on the yard and then bring everything you got to West Point. And then like also throughout the week, like ask your teammates if you need help, if you're struggling for, or like if you're nervous for a test and struggling in a class. So then you can grind and then get sleep, because sleep is so important to perform well this weekend.
No doubt. Rest and recovery. Those are the two magic words now in athletics. To that extent, though, things like diet and hydration, what are those? What are the challenges that they present during the course of a continuous, loop of cycle? I mean, you guys have gone right from indoor to outdoor. So what is that like as part of your preparation here to make sure you're doing those little detailed things in that area to make sure that you get the best out of yourself over the weekend?
I would say that like I mean definitely the switch from indoor from like cross country, then cross country to indoor to outdoor, like it is a quick switch for sure. I'm definitely wasn't used to that at first, coming from California where we don't have indoor track, and I had that season off. But making sure you get rest. So a lot of people like, I mean, don't believe in rest, but Coach Lunas is huge on like making sure you get like a solid 5 days of rest before, like in between seasons. So then you're able to like pick up your mileage and start increasing your mileage back to where now for this week, like my mileage will be around like 50. So, and that'll be my peak. So I can start like tapering for like the end of the season. And so it's a huge, like, just like a huge emphasis on making sure you get that rest. And even like after a workout, your recovery run shouldn't be, it doesn't need to be extremely fast. Like it can be a slow, like 8:30 or even slower, just like going based off effort and how you feel is super important. And that's like the culture on the whole team, like just the emphasis on like go on like your feeling. So a lot of us, like all of our mileage is so different. Like some people are like high mileage girls, some people are low mileage girls, and same with the guys, like back and forth. Like everybody is, it's like a huge emphasis on like going based off you and like your feel. And I think that's very healthy because you don't need to be doing like 70 miles. But I mean, if that works for you, then like do it, because whatever works for you at the end of the day is what's going to bring home like the win, like if that makes sense.
I mean, you talk about mileage, you know, what are the top fuels that Sophie Compton needs to keep her car running and to keep the mileage up for you? What are your go-tos during your in season, with your body to make sure that you're getting the most out of it?
I would say I'm a little unique compared to some of my teammates. I actually take like 2 full rest days within a week. So that's like Wednesday and Sunday. And I think it works great for me. I did that during cross country season. But so in regards to mileage, I like to get up to like 50, 55 during my peak. And then like I'll start tapering. But I don't go like straight, like when I start the season, I don't go straight into 50 miles. I definitely like Coach Loomis has us build up to that. And I found that to work best, just like making sure I get my mileage every day that I need to make. Like, so if this week is 50, make sure I get in enough mileage per day so then I can take my 2 full rest days. And I mean, when I say 2 full rest days, like I'm still like actively stretching and like doing dynamic, but not running. Sometimes I'll hop on the bike or get in the pool a little bit, but that's what works best for me. So
I'll let you out on this. You guys know what the euphoric feeling is like of beating Army. You know it can be close. You know if you all hit on all cylinders, you can make it not as close for yourselves. But how do you repeat that euphoric feeling so you guys can continue to live that? Because I'm sure there's no better feeling in the world athletically on the yard than obviously beating Army.
Sir, I would say during it, I mean, a lot of people are nervous and stressed, but you also got to remember to have fun and put out like your best. The thing that helps me is like talking positively to my teammates and even to like the opponents. Because then like when I speak it, I'm able to like think it. And so like even during a race, whenever I'm competing against other schools or Army, I'll be like, okay, we got this. Because at the end of the day, like iron sharpens iron. And I mean, you can ask my teammates, like during a race, I know you're not really supposed to have that energy to speak, but it helps me because it blocks out those negative comments. And if you can think it, you can do it. So like going to Army, I think the most important thing is being positive and believing that all this hard work that you've been putting in will pay off. You just like can't get those nerves like and can't get that stress to get the best of you. You have to just realize like this is it. This is like let's just get after it again. Let's push each other. And I mean a huge thing is like during races, like latch on to somebody of your other team, like even of the other team, and just keep going. Because again, pain is temporary. My dad always reminds me that, and he always he always tells me there's 60% left in the tank. No matter like how much pain you feel, there's still so much left. So just keep putting out.
Great stuff, Sophie. Appreciate it so much. Continued success and best of luck to you and your teammates this weekend.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.